substances. So I'm very curious to hear these discussions, also because I have a task for the 20th of July. So I have whatever I learn today will be useful for the webinar. So thank you again.
Thank you to you, Valdisera, and all of you are invited for the 20th of July. And so I will briefly mark the point where we are and what we can do. I will take just 10 minutes or so. Welcome to all the colleagues that joined us. I'm recording, so pay attention to what you tell. No, we can cut, no problem. So Eva is us now with the camera. That's okay, perfect. So there is Silvia as well, Jan, Corrado, Porfirio. So most of the people some of the people that were not in the previous meeting are now with us today. So welcome to everybody. And I will start to show some slides and later to leave the floor to the discussion. We had a friend here in Ancona, and Eva knows this friend very well. So Eva, can you introduce BISTI?
Well, BISTI, it's my pleasure to introduce BISTI. BISTI is a mascot of EPPO, and it was produced or projected to raise awareness about possibility of spread of different pests. And the rule of BISTI is that you can receive BISTI and offer it to any possible person, and to make photo of BISTI and send it to the EPPO website. But as far as I know, we had a year with BISTI, and this year is closing to the end. So it's about close to the BISTI campaign. But I also saw that Gianfranco make a great job with spreading awareness and using BISTI. And so thank you, Gianfranco, for that.
Thanks to you. And BISTI traveled throughout the world. And here, our BISTI was called the Pestilia. She joined several meetings and also field activities, but known as this is full of different countries. So please show up and we can take lots of pictures with BISTI. So if the people has a video can show up and wow. Yes, Valdisera, do you have your one?
No, I don't. I exterminated all of them.
But we saw a picture where you were covered by BISTI.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody's ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you. And this picture will be disseminated through all the BISTI followers. Oh, Luis is now again. Luis
okay,
is in.
Here I am.
We cannot miss Luis. Hi, Clemencia. 1, 2, 3. Let's wait for Ana Rose. Okay. Okay, perfect. So we finished the jokes, and now there is the floor to Eva for the talk about the basic substance in Regulation 1107. Eva, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Gianfranco, for giving me the floor. I try to share my screen. Please let me know if I am sharing the proper screen, because I never know which it shows. Do you see my presentation now?
Perfect. Yes.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah.
Is it in presentation mode?
Yes.
Okay, so fine. Also, I'm in quite a difficult position because Gianfranco didn't tell me how long presentation he wishes. So if I'm speaking too slowly or too little, just please let me know.
We have plenty of time, so take all the time that you need.
but I think it's quite a number of experienced people, and their time is precious. And also, please take my apologies if I'm speaking about things which are obvious to you, because I think that there are people from EU and from outside of EU, and they are a bit different background. However, when I would like to tell you something about basic substances in Regulation 1107/2009, I'm not sure if it's obvious for everybody. Regulation 1107/2009 is a regulation which gives rules for placing plant protection products on the market in the European Union. So I will start with some history, just very shortly. If in 1991, I think it's 30 years ago, EU Directive 91/414 was implemented, and it stated that the protection of human and environment is more important than when benefit for agricultural practice. And the enforcement of these directives took some time, and at the beginning of the current century, it means the first 10 years of about 10 years ago, many many active substances of plant protection products were withdrawn from EU market because the rules of Directive 91/414 were pretty strict, and it was necessary to provide a lot of studies which were which aim was to show that the active substance is safe for human and environments. The studies were, however, quite costly. So the directive enforcement resulted in increased protection of humans and environment, and it's quite clear, but also in significant reduction of availability of active substances of plant protection products on the market of EU. And I wouldn't like to focus on that, but I would like to stress that many substances which were removed at that time were withdrawn not because they were harmful, but because the studies necessary to approve them were quite costly, and the chemical companies were not interested in covering these studies. And I'm just giving this update because when EU, in the European Union, new regulation 1107 was introduced, the Commission wanted to find a path to make sure that those simple substances which do not provide commercial interest to big companies will remain on the market and can be used by farmers. So I will give you a very short update on the registration in EU. The system has two levels. On the first level, the active substance should be approved by European Commission, and on the second level, it should be the product, plant protection product with active substance, should be registered in member countries. And this system is for classical active substances. But in case of basic substances, the system is totally different. So Commission found a totally different path to provide, as they are called, basic substances to the farmers in EU. And how those basic substances are regulated in Regulation 1107. So the rules which allow market placement of basic substances are, in fact, not very numerous. They are in 2 articles of regulation.
There is a red square that covers.
I'm not sure. Sorry.
Okay,
is it?
thank you.
I'm not sure if I didn't know what you see. I'm sorry. So the regulation which are about basic substances are given basically in 2 articles. Article 23 gives approval criteria for basic substances. And it says that basic substances shall be approved in accordance with paragraphs so and so, and this approval shall be for an unlimited period. It is exception because normal, regular chemical substances are renewed. It means every certain period they're again assessed. So this is a benefit for basic substances to be registered as such. And the criteria for basic substances is that basic substance is an active substance which is not a substance of concern, does not have an inherent capacity to cause endocrine disrupting, neurotoxic or immunotoxic effect. It is not predominantly used for plant protection purposes, but nevertheless is useful in plant protection either directly or in product consisting of a substance and a simple diluent, and also is not placed on the market as plant protection product. And also the regulation gives an example where for the purpose of this regulation, an active substance which fulfills the criteria of foodstuff is considered a basic substance. And what is important that, as I told you, normal regular substances are placed on the market kind of on basis of 2-level way of approval. First active substance and then plant protection product with an active substance. But for active substances, it is not like this. Once the active substance is registered, it can be used in any member country without any further registration. So it's the same article as before says but by the way of derogation from Article 7, which says about this 2-way registration system, an application for the approval of basic substance shall be submitted to the Commission by a member state or by any interested party. It means that not a chemical company can only apply for registration of basic substance. It's quite clear that many chemical companies would be interested to, for example, register sunflower oil, which is freely available, but any interested party can be applicant in this way. And also, Article 28 says that authorization for placing on the market and use says that a plant protection product shall not be placed on the market or used unless it has been authorized in the member state concerned in accordance with this regulation. However, by the way of derogation from paragraph 1st, no authorization shall be required in the following cases. And there are several cases listed, but the first is use of product containing exclusively one or more basic substances. It basically means that after a basic substance is approved by EU Commission, no further authorization is needed in any member country of European Union, and the active substance can be used in member countries, provided that the conditions of authorization are fulfilled. So the system for basic substances is very different from the rules of registration of classical plant protection products in the EU. However, it is regulated with the rules regarding plant protection products, and everything is kind of very well and very fair as regards to law. So this is my update regarding basic rules regarding basic substances. I'm not sure if it was quite brief, so maybe there are some questions, and if yes, I welcome them.
Thank you, Eva, and I'm sure that a lot of questions can come to your talk and to one of Patrice. If you agree, we can move to the talk of Patrice and later open a discussion for all ones.
Of course, I agree. Of course.
Patrice, the floor is yours.
Is this okay?
Yes.
Okay, so today I'm going to speak about more approved and not approved basic substances and maybe a small talk about potential or ongoing. So up to now, 44%, meaning while 23 basic substances are approved, up to 20 would be not approved by the middle of the end of this year, and 7 were withdrawn during the process, either by the requested by the Commission or either by their own applicants. And there was 2 non-admissible substances we did because they were not considered as a plant protection substances. Meanwhile, if you look at back to the 2014, the first year of the basic substance, here it's shown how much per year you have approved, non-approved, and withdrawn all these 3 years. So you can see that at the beginning it was not so bad, and now we have more non-approved and withdrawn than real approved all these recent years, even sometimes nothing for 2019. Here at the substances approved, 23, you can see some in light green. So those are candidates for organic production. I can tell you that the talc was already considered by ECTOP last year and is going to be in the next implementing regulation allowed in organic production or organic farming as approval timing is still 25.5 months, but the standard deviation is quite high, since you can have some around 10 months and some like talc 70 months, and slightly it's increasing and increasing. And here we are just speaking about approved basic substance. When they are not approved, most of the time it's taking even more time to get non-approval. Here you can find some of the usages or extracting from the gap table. It may not be completely up to date. Those approved in 2014, 2015. Here you can see again those light green stuff. And the last approved was onion extract, beginning of this year. And we have seen capsicum, carbon dioxide, not approved, also comfrey, and we have seen some draft about dimethyl sulfide, caffeine, and willow stem extract for non-approval soon or later. I know that some member states fighting against those DEF, but it's still not clear. So here I listed for the participants all the 20 non-approved substances in order to see how they are and to check with their own expectation. It's kind of strange because sometimes you have real food stuff, so it's not clear what they wanted to say by food stuff is a basic substance, what that means, potential, and or anything else. I don't really know, because there's a lot of food stuff in this non-approved list. And then, since we consider all these drafts, there is still five pending dossiers: black soap, calcium propionate, lemon essential oil, ozone, and yucca extract to be considered this year. So I remove negative draft from this list. Here in the blue, you have the regular basic substance, and in the green, you have the 21 allowed in organic farming. And as you can see, we are going to have almost, by the end of the year, almost all basic substance allowed in organic production. As you can see here, there was a big gap in 2016 since we made the fact that basic substance as a food from vegetable, plant origin, and animal origin are going straight forward into organic production allowance as a crop protection. And that's a good deal. That means the last few basic substances came directly into organic production. And if you're really interested in organic production and organic farming for the basic substance, you have to see and look for all these implementing regulation, because each can explain you how the last basic substance came into organic plant protection as biopesticides. And there is a big change in the organic regulation for next year, and there would be a full point for the basic substance as well. So I'm done.
Thank you, Patrice. Very interesting talk. And now we can open the discussion.